January 1st, the new jail bail legislation comes into full effect. Earlier this year, state legislators voted to eliminate cash bail for most misdemeanors and violent offenses starting in the new year. Steuben County has been rolling this out early. Many officials fear for the public safety. And 18 News has more on this.
Currently, someone gets arrested for the B felony of criminal sales of a narcotic. They're going to come in here, they're going to get clean while they're waiting for pretrial. They're going to get daily addiction counseling. Under the current bail reform, we are unable to hold them.
Sheriff Allard is worried that without having the opportunity to recover, some people will go right back to a life of crime.
That big sweep we just did, where it was over 30-some, that all of them would have been released under this new guideline. So those folks don't get that opportunity to get the break from their addiction. All they do is come in, get processed, and go right back into the life they were in, which includes use and sales. This is a potentially fatal consequence, that they will be back out on the street, right back into the life they were in immediately, with no chance at recovery.
And fears the worst.
I don't see any way that this doesn't result in injury to someone or even death due to the fact that a person is released that shouldn't have been released.
D.A. Brooks Baker was in shock when he heard about the legislation.
I simply could not believe that our legislature, who has been so focused, and our governor, who has been so focused on victim rights and protecting crime victims, would flip 180 degrees and say, you know what, we don't care about victims, we don't care about witnesses, we care about criminals, and we're gonna do all of these things to make it much harder to prosecute them, make it harder to keep them in jail, and decrease public safety.
We reached out to Governor Cuomo's office for a comment, but he hasn't responded.
The public got more notice that they were going to change license plate fees than they got that they were going to rewrite criminal justice in New York State and make them far less safe.
He worries for the public safety.
And the downside is bad things will happen. Good people will lose their lives. Victims will be intimidated. People will not want to testify. They won't want to report crimes against them. Maybe that's what the goal here is reduce the crime rate without reducing the crime rate.
But Public Defender Sean Sorrow is in favor of the upcoming changes and believes people will be better for it.
Even a day in jail can materially affect your life. You can lose your home, your children, and your access to social services is quite limited at that point too. Although, you know, we have services here that do a really fine job while you're in jail. You're really restricting the range of services that you can avail yourself of.
And I asked Sheriff Allard if he thinks this legislation will last.
Someone's going to get hurt. There'll be an injury for someone that was released that shouldn't have been released. And then you'll see enough people from a groundswell coming up to say, this is ridiculous, let's change this. Then you'll see something change. Unfortunately, I fear what will have to happen in order for that grassroots to occur.